Welcome back to Yapaholics, where we yap and you listen. The Pensacola Podcast, hosted by your local realtors. My name is Matt.
I'm CJ.
And today we are going to do a little post-Disney recovery bottle as CJ's finally back. For our pour today, we have Buffalo Trace, but it is no regular Buffalo Trace.
What is it?
Our buddy Eric Sealey has infused maple into this Buffalo Trace.
I feel like I taste maple, but now that you said that, I feel like it's just in my head.
It is. I don't know. It feels a little sweeter. Most Buffalo Trace to me has like a pretty good bite to it, right?
I do like me some Buffalo Trace.
I think it's very delicious, but it has like a sweeter front note than most Buffalo Trace I know. Most Buffalo Trace that I've had is kind of just like a kick right off the rip.
Yeah, it doesn't, now that it's on my palate, I definitely feel like it's sweeter than normal.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to rate this, first sip, everybody knows the rules. I'm rating this 7.9.
7.9?
Yep.
Okay. I actually think I like this specific, maybe because of the little sweetness up front, a little bit more than the Woodford Reserve we just had not too long ago. I think I'm going to go with an 8.3.
8.3 is a good score.
Yeah.
That's a good one. We need
to
start ranking these.
We should.
And have a list going.
Yeah, we should have a list. This is a good sipping bourbon. I like this.
Yeah, I hope mine lasts the whole episode.
I'm sure it won't, but that's perfectly fine. Well, before we get into the main portion of today, because we're going to be, the couple episodes ago, you talked about how a Panhandle region in general is a bunch of micro markets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, today we're going to be putting two of the biggest rivals head to head, kind of like we did with Pace versus Pensacola.
Sure.
We're going to get even more specific.
Can't wait.
Give us a little bit about what happened in Disney. How was that for you?
Long.
Yeah?
A long 5 days. We stayed at a new resort this time. We stayed at Riverside.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Riverside. Terrible. They don't have elevators, bro. Okay, hold on. Let me set the tone here. So we leave a day earlier than what our trip was supposed to start. And then night 0 or night 1, when we get there, we didn't stay on property. And then once you stay on property, you don't go back. So the hotel we stayed at, it was okay for the value we got. No complaints. It wasn't loud. The bed was comfy. We get up. Mind you, this is the day we're supposed to be leaving to go to Disney. So we're already there. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a relaxing day. We go over to Riverside. I unpack the car. We go to check in. They say our building's like half a mile away.
Oh, that's the worst.
So my day's already ruined. I'm like, well, can I walk? They're like, yeah, but you don't want to. I'm like, okay, great. So I repack everything. We have a buggy, right? We have a little cart that we put all our luggage in. I've got 2 backpacks on and like 8 hats, like Doug Dimmadome, home of the Noondale Dimmadome. And then I'm just miserably walking across the parking lot, back to the car. We get to our building 17. I unpack all the car, get all the stuff back in the buggy. I say, here, I told Krista, I said, go find the room, so we know where it's at. She's gone for a scary amount of time.
Goodness.
And all I'm thinking in my head is there's no elevator in this place. I'm still lugging everything in the car. I'm rolling it up, and I hear her, CJ. And I look up. She says, there's no elevator.
In that moment, how are you feeling?
I wanted to leave. I wanted to go back home. This is the second time, technically the third time today, I've done loaded and unloaded the car. So I'm like pissed at this point. I'm like, what? And mind you, this is, they call it Matt, you can tell me. This isn't like the broke resort. This is like the medium resort.
Yeah.
I don't know what they call it, but it's got a name. So it's the medium. So we spent a pretty penny. And what kind of pretty penny hotel does not have an elevator? All Stars has an elevator, brother. So I'm immediately pissed. I'm like, All Stars is already better. That's where we normally stay.
I don't remember what you kept calling it where you were staying, but I think you were staying at Port Orleans.
Nope. Yep. Port Orleans.
Yeah, because it's a New Orleans style.
Yes, Port Orleans. We were staying on the Riverside version, not the French Quarter version.
Right.
Port Orleans is the resort. You're exactly right. So if you stay there in Port Orleans on Riverside, they don't have elevators, so don't pack the buggy. So we get in the room, and it looks like New Orleans. And we're close enough to New Orleans. I'm like, wow, this looks like home. I'm like, oh, this is great. So day one, we go to Animal Kingdom. I'm only supposed to be there to pick up magnets. 22,000 steps later, we get back to the hotel and hadn't had dinner. And the restaurant is like another half mile away. The cafeteria, because the restaurant had been closed. Oh, dude, it was just long. And then the rest of the trip was just basically the same thing. Bunch of walking. It was hot. I got sunburnt. The first time this pale skin has seen sun all year.
Yeah.
It felt like a summer day, but it was spring.
That's incredible.
But it was good. It was just fine.
Well, I got a couple questions for you as far as this Disney trip goes. One, this is your first magnet that you picked up, correct?
That's correct.
I have like 5 of them on the back of my car.
Yeah, we've got 4 of them on the fridge.
Yeah.
Bunch of weirdos.
Which one was this?
A yellow one.
Oh, did you just get the regular annual pass holder thing?
I don't know.
Mickey on it?
I don't know.
Oh, you're not helping me at all. Okay.
I didn't look at it.
Back to what I really wanted to ask you, which was, what was your favorite bite to eat this Disney trip?
Ooh. Well, the thing about us is when we go to Disney, we always eat good food. We always have reservations somewhere. However, I think this time around the Mexico in Epcot, I don't know the name of the restaurant, but it's literally inside the pyramid in Mexico.
Yep.
Dude, the old fashioned they have is incredible, but I got some enchiladas. Oh, I didn't get it with a spicy sauce, but I could only imagine the spicy salsa with that would be so much better.
Yeah.
But dude, it was amazing.
I'll have to try it. I haven't eaten in that pavilion yet.
Get a reservation.
In the pyramid.
Get a reservation. It stormed on us that day.
Yeah.
So we were going there anyway, but it was like we had a reservation, but the wait ended up being like an hour and a half for like the peasants that didn't get a reservation. But dude, the food there in Mexico is incredible.
Absolutely.
We got chips and salsa and queso.
And it's like an agave old fashioned, right?
Yeah, something along those lines.
So do you think that was your favorite drink as well? Or you did some drinking around the world?
Yeah, so when the day we were at Epcot, they started the Flower and Garden Festival. I think that's what it's called, some kind of festival there. So the drinks and the snacks were good. Morocco was actually my favorite. The bread and all the little different dips was really good. But we had a sour beer of all things that I thoroughly enjoyed. And
that was from Morocco?
Yeah, it was from Morocco. And if you know me, I'm not a sour beer drinker. But
not at all, yeah.
It was actually really, really good. Germany was good. You wouldn't have liked the German beer. It's a typical German beer. Canada had a really good dessert, some kind of like chocolate brownie deliciousness. Oh my God, it made my stomach immediately hurt. I mean, immediately.
It's hard especially because you're saying it was hot. So you're sweating your ass off. Yeah. All those sweet desserts, they're great in the moment. And then as soon as you get back outside, you're like,
yeah. And then we went to a couple different countries and had some snacks, but the Morocco one stood out to me. Oh, Italy, they had some pasta. The pasta was like a cold, like kind of pasta salad-ish, but it wasn't
interesting.
It wasn't cold, but it wasn't warm. It was supposed to be cold, so it like kind of freaked me out that I was gonna get sick. But the pasta was good. The drink I think I got just a beer, which was totally fine. But overall, the drinks were good. The foods were good. We're going back.
I know you will be. Which, by the way, Emma has been like extremely suggesting we need to go because she wants to go before Flower and Garden ends. Luckily, we still have some time, and as long as business keeps going the way it's going, I probably will be going in April. So we'll see. But
we went last April. Oh, brother, you'll need sunscreen. It was like 95 degrees in April.
Brother, I need sunscreen when it's cold outside.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, that's fair. But it was a okay trip overall. It wasn't. Epcot was crowded because we went day one of the festival, but I think we skipped majority of like the spring breakers, so it wasn't terrible. And we get lightning lanes, so I don't have to wait in line for anything, which is...
And do you think that's worth the money?
Oh, brother, once you go lightning lane, you don't go back. I could never wait in the peasant line of 80 minutes for Tron. There's just no way. I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
I'm not waiting 80 minutes for a 3-second ride.
I'm not a big fan of Tron as it is, just because of how quick the ride is. It doesn't make the wait seem worth it.
Just buy the lightning lane. Once you go lightning lane, like that's the only reason I ride Frozen. Is because we have a lightning lane. I'm not waiting 60, 70 minutes for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Absolutely no way.
Well, before we move on to Beulah versus East Hill here, I think it's time that we start calling for hole sponsors for our charity golf tournament we're going to host later this year. Date to be determined, course to be determined, but the first inaugural Yapaholics golf tournament will be happening later this year. And if you're a local business owner wanting to reach the top agents and homeowners in the area, this is your bat signal.
It's going to be so much fun. We have a special thing lined up for the ninth hole, the after party, kind of making it more of like a networking event for people and business owners to mingle. But it's definitely going to be the fall tournament to be at.
And we have a great group of people behind us right now working a whole lot to try to bring things into consideration. But if this is something that you'd be interested in, please reach out, whether it be through comment, DM. If you know us, text us, that's fine too. I think this is going to be something that you're going to want to be a part of, and it's going to be going on for a long time. So I'm super proud to announce that, and we've kind of teased it already. I think just be on the lookout for everything, and we'll get you more details as the year goes along. And now let's get into the meat of this episode, Beulah versus East Hill.
Which one do you want to take?
Well, I figure we just start with one of them.
Okay.
And then we can jump over to the other one.
Sure.
Right?
That works. Yeah.
I like East Hill a lot. And I think we want to start, I want to start there.
Okay, that's fine.
East Hill is one of my favorite places in Pensacola.
Yeah.
And if I could live there, I probably would live there.
Yeah.
The only issue for me is the high prices, right?
That's not the issue for me.
What's that?
Brother, them houses are haunted.
Yeah, well, they're all like 4 times to 6 times older than us, so.
I'm not living no 1818 house. You got me. No way, brother.
When we were out doing the McGuire's run,
I pointed it out every house I saw.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I look at.
They
It's
all
on the
had,
front door.
Yeah, they had little placards that said built in 1888 or something like that.
No. Hey, brother. East Hill is incredible, though. You have so much walkability. You have parks. You know, you don't have to have a car when you live in, you got to have a car when you go out of East Hill. But in East Hill in itself, it's such an amazing little part of town that we have.
I agree.
And that's so much character. All the old homes, as much as I make fun of them, each of the old homes, they're not the same. They are uniquely different. They all have their own story. And that's all of East Hill.
Yeah, and those are kind of like my main points from loving East Hill so much is the walkability. We have such beautiful weather here. You literally just touched on it last episode saying that that was your favorite part of Pensacola.
Yeah.
This gives you the opportunity to be out in that weather as much as possible, even if it's just going for a stroll and saying hi to your neighbors that are out on their front porch because of how nice it is outside, right? And yeah, the huge historic trees in the middle of Pensacola. It's just a beautiful place to look at, and it has that old Pensacola prestige to it. I just can't, obviously it's just out of where price is realistic for me nowadays.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with Casper and the Friendly Ghosts staying with me.
Yeah.
They're not paying rent, but it's fine.
Well, one other reason I couldn't live in East Hill is because the breweries that are in walkable distance in East Hill, that and Brown Bagger. Bro,
they would own you.
They would know me by the sound of my keys jingling.
Well, what's something about Beulah that pulls you towards that area?
I'm totally biased to the Beulah area for a number of reasons. One, it hosts our largest employer in town, which is Navy Fed. Navy Federal is the largest employer in our city. So there's 10,000 people that are out there. So I'm connected to Navy Fed, so it's a quick commute for work. It's still close to the interstate, so I can be downtown and anywhere within a 20 to 30 minute drive. They have they have the park there that you can go and walk, play basketball, run, play pickleball, whatever it is. So it's used to be in the middle of nowhere. I grew up in Bula, and there was nothing there.
It literally was all woods and like deserted land, essentially.
Yeah, it was literally nothing, and I could ride my bike down 9 Mile, and I would ride it up to the gas station, and now I would be terrified to do that.
Yeah,
But
traffic is ridiculous over that way.
the good thing about the Beulah area is it's still kind of a untouched gem with the growth that it's going to happen with the outlying fields that's coming. So the people that live in Beulah for the last like 30 years are pissed because it's not the same part of town that they know and love, but it's great for the area.
Yeah, it's
So,
bringing so much to Beulah, and it's bringing so many people to Beulah as well,
yes.
which is just great in general, right?
Yes.
And I will say, even though I would prefer East Hill, one of the reasons that I would like to go to Beulah, or what would bring me closer to Beulah, is brand new construction, the massive communities that are being put out there because of things like I'm a big believer in new construction.
Me too.
One, because of the maintenance that you don't have to do right off the rip.
That's right.
It just feels better, but also the affordability side of things, with them most new constructions offering a lot of closing cost help or move-in packages that takes a lot off of your plate right away, such as fridge, washer, dryer, blinds. People don't understand this, but blinds are expensive.
Especially if you want nice blinds.
Bro,
If you don't want them cheap plastic ones, they are very expensive.
the cheap plastic ones is the one I grew up with, and I didn't realize that blinds got more expensive than that.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons that I would be out there. And then also, I'm not afraid of a drive. We've already talked about it. I live in Pace. Pretty much all I do in life is drive.
Yeah.
So to me, I think Beulah has a lot to offer.
I do too. And again, that's me being totally biased because I grew up in the area. There is one major con to Beulah. And that's if you have to stay on 9 Mile.
Yep.
It is the most inconvenient thing ever. It takes you 30 minutes to get to, let's say, the Chick-fil-A down on 9 Mile. It's closer to hop on the interstate and go to the Chick-fil-A at Bayou than it would be to go to the Chick-fil-A at 9 Mile. Same thing with the two Targets. Target on 9 Mile or Target on Bayou. You might as well hop on the interstate.
Right. You know what's funny to me is anytime I go out to like near your house or over to Raymond and Kirsten's, every time I leave there, all I have to do is hop on 9 Mile and I have a straight shot back home. But every single time Maps makes me get onto the interstate
and get off at Davis
and then get back on the 9 Mile later.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's crazy how long the commute is. Again, that's another one of those where it doesn't matter the time of day. Again, coming back home from Pace, whenever I go show houses, there's no easy way to get to the interstate, so I'm coming all the way, making the trek all the way down 9 Mile, and it takes forever. And then especially if you get caught in the 5 o'clock traffic.
Yeah.
It's just as bad as the interstate. You're bumper to bumper.
Now, which area do you think would fit first-time home buyers better?
The Beulah area. The Beulah area, price point, the new construction, the incentives for the housing that are currently for sale, even if it's a resale. The Beulah area is where you would want to be.
I was thinking the same thing, not to mention just all the opportunity that is coming up.
Your home value is going to continue to appreciate.
I don't have exact plans in mind as far as what I've heard, but I've heard like we're supposed to be getting new strip malls or something along the lines of that is going to be adding a lot of value to that area as well.
Yeah, so you can probably put up on the podcast here, but they have just released at the beginning of the year here, I don't think these are finalized, but they have released initial drawings of what the outlying fields is supposed to look like, and it's a mix of industrial, commercial, and residential. Now, what any of that actually means, like the strip malls and the businesses, who actually knows? But the plan that I saw looks promising.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what exact fun is going to be sprinkled in there.
Sure.
And what I mean by fun is such as like a movie theater or a bowling alley.
People were calling for a Topgolf to be there, but
dude, if we got a Topgolf, it would be insane.
I'd be broke.
So would I, but it would give us a lot more to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
and they usually have one right off the interstate, so that would make sense. It would bring people from out of the area as well. I love Topgolf, even though I think technically Topgolf as a business is going downhill. They've had declines in the last few years, but I thoroughly enjoy Topgolf.
Right.
And can spend some money.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. Well, if you want the front porch lifestyle, I think you're going to lean towards East Hill. And if you want the modern amenities and space to spread out, Beulah's the way to go. But don't guess where you should live based on a website. DM us the word map and we'll send you over our exclusive Pensacola neighborhood guide that breaks down the vibe of every micro market in the 850. As for now, let's yap a little bit. How are you doing on your drink over there? Looks like it's almost gone.
It's almost gone. I think there's just water left. The more I sipped it, the more I liked it.
I liked it a lot. Is there any revisions on your score?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 8-1. Final answer.
I'm sticking with my 8-3. I think I enjoyed it off the first sip, and that's why I gave it that. So I'm gonna stick there.
I do like a Buffalo Trace. I've been drinking a lot of Traveler's whiskey, which is made by Buffalo Trace recently. It's a Chris Stapleton version, I guess.
Oh, okay.
It tastes a little bit different, but I've got a bottle of Buffalo Trace. I've not popped it yet, but I got a bottle of Buffalo Trace at the house.
Nice.
Need to tip into. I really enjoy it.
Absolutely, and I like this a lot.
What's going on in business? Tell me what's going on in your life. Are we busy? We not busy?
Yeah, I've been pretty busy on and off as far as deals go.
Yeah.
I have one that just fell out recently, but it was over some actually okay things to get out of.
Go into detail about that.
I don't know. I'll speak about it because I think that it was wrong as to what we were looking at anyway. And I advised my buyer of this as well, even though he was kind of on the fence about it. I was more of the advocate of let's get out of this before things get too hairy. But essentially, we went under contract on a house that was listed at 4,522 square feet. We had a Matterport done, which is not the way that square footage is originally calculated. Just for everyone that's paying attention to this, if we have any real estate agents listening.
It just so happens to be what we had at hand.
Just know. But when the Matterport came back, it came back at 3,400 square feet. And whenever I presented it to the listing agent, they said that obviously this isn't how it is supposed to be calculated. It's normally calculated from the outside, which I totally understand, and I get that. But in my brain, what I'm thinking about is just because it's not done from the outside doesn't mean we're not going to get close to that whenever you do it from the outside, right? You're not magically going to get 1,100 more square feet from the outside. That doesn't make much sense to me. And then we started digging into it a little bit more. And my buyer, he is a little bit more than just a general contractor, so to speak. He works up north and he does a lot of stuff as far as flipping houses. He does commercial real estate stuff.
So
where
he knows
builds,
exactly what's going on.
Yeah, like he builds houses and then flips houses. So he has all of this, right? He went out there and measured it himself from the outside and got around 3,600 square feet. And then we did a little bit more digging and we found where earlier last year, the same listing was listed at 3,722 square feet.
That was way more accurate.
And that was kind of the tipping point for us where we were like, okay, even if our numbers are a little bit off, that could make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
200 to 300 square feet of a difference is not that big of a deal.
Not at all.
But how did you magically go from 3,722 square feet to 4,522 square feet in the matter of just a few months?
Well, and not only that, assuming there's, obviously no additions or anything, that's a big difference on price per square foot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we're talking, maybe 100, square feet of difference, it's really no big deal because
it's very negligible.
Yeah, exactly. But when we're talking that big of a difference, your price per square foot changes. And then what you're getting for the value is no longer worth the value that you put in the offer for.
Right.
So the moral of the story here that I'm hearing would be make sure you hire a professional and that way you can do your proper due diligence.
Yes.
So you know exactly what you're getting.
Due diligence is very important. And before this deal, I had never even looked at square footage as an issue before. So this just raises my concerns even further for my buyers going forward.
Yeah.
Just to make sure. I think if we would have made it to the appraisal, things may have been different, but I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you felt like the other side was shaky and it didn't feel like they were going to really cooperate regardless. But that's 100%. How I felt in this. That's how my buyer felt in this.
Yeah.
So
it's
we
not
both
even worth
kind of
getting to that point.
Exactly. Yeah. So we both kind of just decided that it'd probably be best to bow out and find something else because he's still wanting to purchase in this area.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And that's a lesson to be learned. You have your inspection period for a reason. These are one of those things that you can look into should you feel there are any discrepancies.
Yeah, absolutely. But how about you? Outside of that, for me, I haven't had a whole lot else going on. I have been busy talking to people, but business is business as usual. How's everything looking for you right now?
Yeah, I've been thankfully super busy so far this year. Got a handful of listings that are coming up. I've got a couple of listings that have already closed. Funny enough, one of the listings I have coming up, we do have a square footage discrepancy. I was getting ready for my pre-listing appointment, and I always just say, "Hey, can you verify, does this, XYZ square foot make sense to you? Does it sound about right?" Because at this time I had not been out to the property yet. They're like, "No, that's not right." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I love that. We'll figure it out whenever I get there." Sure enough, it wasn't right. We called the county. The county came out and remeasured because I go off of we go off of public records
Yep.
because I haven't been there. The county had it incorrect. So they do make mistakes. So it is important to trust, but always verify what you're getting into. So now whenever we go to list later this month, I know the square footage is correct and we can definitely list it appropriately for what the square footage is. Our square footage was bigger than what the county had shown. So the county had the house smaller than what it actually was.
That's awesome. I mean, it's awesome for your seller that you figured out that it was less. Now, it makes me curious. Did they buy it at the less, quote unquote, less square footage, or?
No, these people have owned it for 20 years. So they had the story they provided was they had bought it at what the square footage was advertised, which is what they knew the square footage was.
Okay.
So the county along the line somewhere,
Oh, okay.
maybe forever,
Yeah.
has had the square footage wrong.
Yeah.
Which is also great for them because then their assessed value and everything is lower than what it actually probably should have been.
Right.
So it's a win-win.
They've been paying better taxes and all that kind of stuff.
So,
Yeah.
So it's a win-win all around. But business is good. I've got a newer listing off of 8 Mile Creek Road, 8022 8 Mile Creek Road. It's a 3-2 newer construction on an acre of land. I'm excited to get that one under contract. We've had good activity. Buyer seems to be picking up, even though we're dropping bombs all across the world. So we'll see what happens.
It's a crazy time and even crazier for real estate. But do you have anything personal that's you got going on, or is it just rest since you've had such a busy life this past couple weeks?
Yeah, it feels like I've been super busy this past month. We went to Atlanta, went to Disney, ran the McGuire's 5K. You had a birthday. This weather seems to be very springy.
It's picking up, boy.
I'm trying to go golfing soon.
Dude, I can't wait. I think don't we have?
Yeah, in a couple weeks.
Yeah. we've got something scheduled to go play golf, which I can't wait for.
I'm trying to catch up on business and life and take a rest for at least a week or so before I book myself for anything else.
I totally understand.
My legs still hurt, and it's been like 5-6 days since we got back.
Not to pour salt in a wound by any mean, but before we wrap it up here, don't you have another 5K coming up very shortly?
Oh my God, I do, don't
okay.
I?
Okay. Well, on that note, I think that's all we got for you. And if you want to hear anything else, please let us know. Until then, like, subscribe, comment, and we will talk to you next time.
Yap you later.